everyone, welcome to Beyond 50 Skin. My name is Cindy. Today we have colossal empties and I want to get started right away. I have so many empties. I haven't done an empties video in about 6 months. So we have a lot to get through today. I also want to remind you, because I never say this at the beginning, please subscribe, like, and join our channel at Beyond 50 Skin community. We have so much fun chit-chatting about skincare, hair care, and body care. So sign up so you can click the notification bell and get a notification whenever I upload a video. So I wanted to get that out of the way. The other thing I never talk about is I have a Shop My Shelf.
I wanted to really quickly reintroduce my Shop My Shelf. I now have a professional page since I have my cosmetology license. It opens up with a bio and it opens straight up to lists where I have discount codes that you can use for various companies. I work with brands to try to get you the best prices and discount codes that I can. I'll also pop up an occasional sale that might be on here, but basically it lists, as you go scroll down, all the products that I'm using in a particular type of routine. I have my microneedling routine, sunscreens that I'm loving, hair care, tools that I use, skincare tools that I use. So if you tap on a particular list, a video pops up if I've created a video on that particular topic. And then if you go to the bottom of my bio, you'll see several tabs. It opens up to lists, but you can also choose posts. Now posts are where my Instagram pages live and my videos live. You just tap on a particular post that you're interested in, either a video or a picture, and it will show you the products that I used in that particular video.
All my links are listed down below in the description, and it is just an easy reference for you to click on, either go to the item that you would like to choose, or you can just go to the general Shop My Shelf, click, and you can browse my entire collection. So with that out of the way, we are going to jump right into colossal empties. So I usually just do a grab bag style of empties, but today I decided I have so many I needed to get organized. So we're going to start with skincare, then move on to body care, then to hair care. And I also have a few tips for you for a little bit economical savings of your beauty products, which you may already know, but maybe you'll learn something new. So I'm going to start with my skincare collection. Oh my gosh, went through so many cleansers. So I'm going to talk about Cerave SA Cleanser. I use this as sort of a restart my skin cleanser. If I have flaky skin because my tret is kind of causing my skin to flake off, I use this, or I use this before dermaplaning. I have a lot of uses for this. I only use it for purposeful cleansing. I don't use it every day because the salicylic acid for my really dry skin would just be a little bit too much. But I've clearly gone through a whole tub of it. I absolutely love it for the purposes that I use it for. The next cleansers, we're going to go through a couple oil cleansers. This is the cult favorite, the Hada Labo cleanser. This is the refill packet. And I also went through the Medicate oil cleanser. So let's talk a little bit about oil cleansers. I use these in the evening to start my double cleanse. This is the first step that I use, either a balm or an oil, and then move on to my second cleanse. Now, for the price point, I honestly couldn't tell the difference between these two. This one has a little bit of a fragrance, kind of more like kind of citrusy, and this one has absolutely no fragrance, which I actually prefer. So for the price point difference, I think you're good to go with the Hada Labo. You can refill it into your original bottle, and I would say for an oil cleanse, Hada Labo all the way. I have tried the DHC cleanser, oil cleanser, and I find that I don't like the scent. It smells a little bit too much like olive oil for me, and I just don't like that scent. But I have tried that one too. It works just as well. Both of these emulsify really well, so you don't have that layer of sort of oil residue that some cleansers that I'm going to talk about can leave. That moves me into a couple balm cleansers. This is the Plantastic by Beauty Pie. I did not like this cleanser. I found it gritty. I found it stiff. I found it hard to apply. I found like when I was applying, I was kind of pulling my skin too much. It took me forever to get through this. It does kind of have a really nice, fresh, clean scent, and it just was not one of my favorite balm cleansers. Definitely not. And let's see. Okay, so another balm cleanser that I really liked was Clean It Zero. I love this. This was fantastic. It has no scent. I clearly used it all up. It has no scent. It is the perfect balm cleanser. I would definitely repurchase this again, for sure. Let's move into the hybrid cleansers. Oh, actually, I have one more oil cleanser. Oh, that's a cream. I can't find the top to this one, the Mad Hippie Cleansing Oil. Now, this is the type of cleanser that if you like to have just a little bit of moisturizing feeling or a little bit of residue on your face after you cleanse because it just helps you feel more hydrated, then this would be good for you. I like just a clean slate. Once I put on my oil cleanse, when I emulsify it, I want clean skin with no residue because in the evening, I feel like if I have a residue of a slight oil consistency, then my next products won't really penetrate through that, especially my tretinoin. So I did try this, but it was not one of my favorites. It will not be a repurchase. Okay, so let's move into some cream cleansers. Now this Squalane Cleanser is a hybrid. It's sort of a cream to balm cleanser. It is one of my holy grails. I will be repurchasing it probably forever and ever. There is a small amount in here. It's just, like I said, one of my holy grails. It goes to just a lovely oil texture, so you can do a little bit of facial massage. And I will be repurchasing this, like I said. It's a holy grail. And it also emulsifies and rinses clean, which I love, but I don't feel stripped. Speaking of stripped, I have a cleanser that so many people love. The Pure Skin Facial Cleanser by First Aid Beauty. I did not like this. It left my skin dry. It left it feeling stripped. I powered through this. I think I threw it in the shower and used it as a body cleanse because I just did not like this at all. It will not be a repurchase. But that doesn't mean it's a failure for everybody. It's just for my particular skin type, which for reference is dry, mature, and I don't produce any oil. I never have. It's slightly eczema prone, slightly sensitive. So this just wasn't a good match for me. But that, like I said, anything I say that I don't like doesn't mean it's not a good product. It just means it didn't suit my particular skin type or my purpose. I did try, on the recommendation from Tamara at Tamara's Timeless Beauty, the Mad Hippie Gentle Cleanser. Now, for me, this just has too much fragrance. I prefer something that is more fragrance-free when I do my cleansing. And so for me, this didn't work out, but this is a lovely cleanser. I know tons of people absolutely love it. It's gentle, pH balancing, it's a creamy cleanser, and it does have some beautiful natural oils for a very kind of spa-like scent, if you'd like a scent with your cleansers. So not a fail, just not for me. I think that comes to the, oh, no, I thought I had another balm cleanser in here because I wanted to talk more about balm cleansers. I guess not. So my only balms were the Clean It Zero and the Plantastic, and the Clean It Zero is like awesome. Love it. And why would you choose an oil cleanser over a balm cleanser? It's really just personal preference. Okay, so I think I've knocked out all the cleansers. Next step for me, especially in the morning, you know that if you watch this channel, you know I don't typically cleanse in the morning. And if I do, it's kind of on the rare occasion. But I love a spritz or a spray in the morning. It helps me pack in hydration in between my steps. But I love a spritz. Pink Drink is on the expensive side. The Klairs Fundamental Ampule. I love it. It's super hydrating, doesn't irritate my skin at all. And this is the Pink Drink. It's a fermented product, which is going to be one of my trends that I talk about this year. Fermented products are going to be one of the 2022 trends. So I really love the Pink Drink. It is on the expensive side. It has peptides. It has just nourishing ingredients, green tea. I really love this, and it has maybe a slight botanical scent. Here's in here. Whoop, oh, there is a spritz in here. Just a very slight scent, really not much to it at all, but I really do like this. Actually, there is a little bit in here. I'll have to pop that back on the shelf. Also, just started using this year the rice toner from I'm From. Really like this too. These are quite similar, and I would say either one could work for you for your spritz step or your what a lot of people call the toner or the essence step. To pack in hydration. These are both super hydrating. Again, this is I'm From rice toner, and this one is Klairs, the Fundamental Ampule. This I decant into a sprayer bottle. It just makes it a lot easier for me to apply in the morning. And let's see. Oh, moving on to serums. Okay, so I've been doing a lot of Curology. If you've been watching, you know that I've been using this Curology formula as a vitamin C in the morning. It's got azelaic acid 10%, ascorbic acid, my vitamin C, L-ascorbic acid 5%, and kojic acid 4%. So this is my lightener, brightener antioxidant for most mornings. I am taking a break from it and trying a new vitamin C serum. So I'm going to see how they compare. So I went through, I think 3 of these. Oh, here's the other one. I went through like 3 of the Curologies. It's fairly affordable for a vitamin C serum. I I definitely am repurchasing it, enjoying it. And the only negative I would say is it does dry down a little bit matte. So if you like more of a moisturizing vitamin C, then this might not be the option for you. But I think it's the azelaic acid. Most formulas I've tried with azelaic acid in it kind of come out matte. I think it's a kind of a very chalky, powdery ingredient to use, and typically it kind of leaves that matte finish. All right, next
Next up is moisturizers.
this will be no surprise to a lot of you. I have used this for over a year, I think, the Dermatology Peptide Night Cream. As I said in my silly little reel that I did, it's not just for nights. I love this night cream. I use it in the day. I use it at night. So basically, it's just a fantastic, I don't think there's a drop in here. No, not a drop. It's very affordable. It's creamy. It's got this little bouncy kind of whip texture to it. I will definitely be repurchasing the Dermatology Peptide Night Cream. It's definitely on my holy grail list. I love it. Can't say enough about it. Okay, a fail in the moisturizer area, and it took me forever to get through this, is the CeraVe Skin Renewing Night Cream. I don't even think they make this anymore, so let's not talk a whole lot about it. It was sticky. It smelled weird. It didn't absorb into the skin, so that was definitely not one of my favorites. Another one that didn't work out for me as far as a moisturizer is the Embryolisse Lait Cream. I always want to say Cream Lait. I actually didn't even finish this. It's so perfumed. I just am not able to tolerate it, not even on my body or my hands. So I may pass this on to a friend who might want to finish that up. Okay, we have, oh gosh, Cicaplast La Roche-Posay. I love this barrier cream. You can use it in a lot of different ways. I use it sometimes for patches of eczema. I use it as just a nice thick night moisturizer. I use it for buffering my tretinoin. This is a fantastic fragrance-free moisturizer, and it's on the heavy side. I don't think I can get any out. Speaking of getting any out, I am going to teach you a trick for getting these out. No. But I will leave this aside and show you how I would get maybe the last few drops out of this. Another moisturizer, let's see. Okay, this was by Ren. This is their Ever Calm Balm, and it's supposed to be an overnight repair balm. I would choose this a million times over this. I find this greasy. It doesn't absorb. It just gets all over your pillows. It's basically kind of like Vaseline, but I even think Vaseline absorbs better. I'm not quite sure why this doesn't absorb the way I expect it to, but this was kind of a fail for me and not going to be a repurchase for my moisturizers. Okay, two clearly favorites is the Weleda Skin Food. I find it similar to the Cicaplast, but it has a little bit of fragrance. It kind of has kind of a green, fresh scent, which I don't mind. Everyone's so individual about the types of fragrance that they can tolerate. So I like the original formula, the original Ultra Rich cream, but they also make this in a lighter version. You might want to try that. I love these. I love this. I love it as a hand cream. Actually, I use it mostly probably as an overnight cream or under a thin layer under my tretinoin if I'm getting a little sensitive. And sometimes I will put this on and then put those little cotton gloves on for a little hand treatment for overnight. Okay, I tried the Tatcha because I'd heard so much about it. I don't even remember the name of it. Oh, the Dewy Skin Cream. I think it's the issue for me is it has too much of that dimethicone feel, and it kind of felt like it sat into my skin instead of sort of absorbing as a moisturizer, in my opinion, I feel should. So not a repurchase for me. Let's see. Oh, this, I don't use a ton of oils, but I do like the occasional oil. For skin, and again, I just use it as a moisturizing layer. This is the cold pressed virgin marula oil. I also, when I had long chemical treated hair, I would use this on the ends of my hair, either before shampooing or just after I use the blow dryer. I live in a really low humidity state, so a little bit of oil in my hair was really helpful. Now that it's not processed, I don't use it in my hair, but I do use it as a nice skin oil, especially in the winter. And I also use the ordinary squalane oil, and I went through one of those, but I don't know where the empty is. But this is the marula oil. I like them both. Like I said, when my hair was dry and processed, I would put 2 drops, a drop of each in my hand and run it through my hair, either, like I said, before cleansing or before shampooing or after blow drying. And so there's lots of uses for oils. I always like to have one on hand. And this is the marula oil and the squalane oil are perfect. They're very affordable from the ordinary, and I enjoy them both and repurchase both. All right, I can't decide. Lip care or makeup? Well, we'll do lips. All right, no surprise to any of you is the Laneige lip mask. This has been a multiple repurchase. It takes forever to go through one. It took me, I think, almost a year to go through this little tub. This also came in my birthday gift from Sephora this year. So I have a purse sized and I repurchased the full size. I have another option for you that I was just listening to a YouTuber talk about, and I will list it down below because I'm going to try it. She likes it even better than the Laneige sleep mask, lip sleep mask. So I'll put that down below along the bottom here, and we can all try that and see if we like that better than the Laneige lip mask. Or if you have a recommendation for lip masks, please let me know. My lips are always so dry. All right, City Lips. I was so excited to try this. I haven't used a lip gloss in years. This is City Lips. I can't remember the color, but unfortunately my lips break out from this. So you can't even really pass on a lip product. So I'm afraid I'm gonna have to toss it. They were so amazing. City Beauty was so amazing. They refunded my my purchase amount and just said keep it, and they were just awesome. The customer service at City Beauty was absolutely amazing. So thumbs up for that. And if you like a great lip gloss, I would try this out, but for me, it just didn't work. It made my lips break out a little bit. All right, let's move into makeup. I do not have a ton of makeup. Like I was saying in my earlier videos, I just started wearing makeup fairly recently and practicing with it. And so I don't have a ton of empties. It seems like makeup, it lasts so long. So I do have 2 mascaras because if I do nothing else, I definitely put a mascara on. And this is the Lash Sensational by Maybelline and also the Colossal by Maybelline. I love them both. They're great drugstore finds. I found the Colossal dried out a little bit more, so I'm not using this. There's a tiny bit left, but I'm not using it because it dries out and flakes too much. So I find that I have to repurchase this one more often than I did the Lash Sensational. Okay, so that's really it for makeup. I don't have anything else. This is kind of a makeup hybrid, and this was a little sample that I got, and I think it was Caroline Hyron's skin kit. But this is Demamiel skin tint, and it's called the Exhale Daily Hydrating Nectar. And it has a little tint in it. I don't know if you can see that, but it had a little bit of a tint in it, just enough, and it's the perfect match for my skin tone. I was shocked. This is a pricey product. I can't decide if I'm going to repurchase it, and it does have essential oils in it, so if you're not essential oil friendly, this would not be a purchase for you. And there's so many amazing moisturizers, that are way more affordable, like Dermatology, that unless you wanted to treat yourself, I don't know. Like I said, I'm debating. It is definitely pricey, but it looked so beautiful on the skin that I'm thinking about it and maybe doing a review of it. So that's in my thought process. But that's kind of a makeup skincare hybrid, and you don't find a lot of those that are like basically skincare with a beautiful tint to them. So like I said, I'm thinking about repurchasing that. All right, on to sunscreens. I have a ton of sunscreen. No surprise. One sunscreen fail is one of my favorite companies, Dr. Jart. This is their Mineral Sunday. No. It leaves a terrible white cast and looks terrible on my skin. It's actually quite full. I probably will save this for a body sunscreen when it's shorts weather. Of course, my favorite, Peter Thomas Roth, the Max Mineral Naked SPF 45. It's a holy grail of mine. It's not the perfect skin tint match, but it's so close that I can wear this with no makeup and kind of use this as a foundation. I love it. I use it all the time. As you can see, I go through at least 2 every other month. Dr. Dennis Gross. Now, this is his Dark Spot Sun Defense Sunscreen Broad Spectrum 50. I heard that he has a tinted version of a mineral sunscreen out, and I have not purchased it, but I'm really looking forward to trying this. This leaves a really strong no, that's not true. It doesn't leave a strong white cast. It does leave a bit of a white cast though. And once the bottle starts to kind of dry out and it gets a little bit on the older side, it looks even worse. So I haven't quite finished this, but it's not looking the way it did when I first purchased it. So I'm probably going to put this aside again for a body sunscreen when we're back into shorts weather. Okay, next, Ultra Sun 50 for faces. This leaves a terrible white cast. I know they've done some reformulation, so I'm not going to talk a ton about it, but the one reason I purchased this is because it has all those advanced filters that give us so much better UVA protection that I was totally curious about it, and I'd heard lots of good things about it. But for me, this particular, the moisturizing, anti-aging, anti-pigment, sun protection, long word, just left too much of a white cast. Okay, another holy grail is EV Daily Defense Mousse SPF 50. Again, the reason I go out of my way to purchase this particular product is not only is it fun to apply, and I find really easy to apply over makeup midday, and I did a reel on it that I will link down below or pop in here. I just think this is a really fun product. It's got amazing UVA protection, all those advanced filters that we can't get here in the US, and I was only able to get it at Ifsogo, but there are a couple more options. Cult Beauty, I believe, is now shipping to the US, so I'm going to link all that below if you want to try this and you haven't had a chance to. This is such an amazing sunscreen. I even have the body version. I love it. Even the body version, this is the kids actually. This is kids. It's a little bit cheaper to get this bigger can of the kids. And I find no difference between maybe this one is the face is a little bit more moisturizing than the body, but honestly, I can't really tell a ton of difference once I have my moisturizer and my foundation on. The only thing that they caution you against is if you're using a chemical sunscreen, that it's probably not a great idea to mix formulas like mineral and chemical. So just a caution there. But I love this. Actually, I even have another one. So clearly it is definitely a holy grail for me, and I will be repurchasing, and I will link where you can purchase it down below. All right, 2 sunscreen fails by Supergoop, which I love Supergoop sunscreens. The Unseen Sunscreen is fantastic, but this is their Defense Fresh, and it's supposed to be a spray that you can put over top of your makeup during the day, but it is not a spray, it's a squirt, and it's so wet when you reapply it that I don't know, if you wanted to, I don't get the concept of this because it's not a fine enough mist to make it, and it has a terrible chemical smell. Like a lot of chemical sunscreens, they don't really have a smell, but this one kind of sticks with me. So I'm not I'm definitely not a fan of this. Again, it's going to go to my body sunscreens for later in the year. This is Supergoop Bright Eyed. Oh my gosh, colossal fail. It looks terrible. It clumps. If you have even the least bit, and it's thick. It's clumpy. It looks terrible. I mean, it's clumpy. And it doesn't sit well at all under the eyes. It just sort of sits there and looks smudgy or clumpy. And for me, this was a colossal fail. Oh my gosh, colossal is the word today. Oh, okay, tretinoin, PM skincare routine. My PM skincare routine is quite simple. I use a moisturizer sometimes as a buffer, an occasional serum at night, especially if I'm having breakouts. I like that Il Maquillage serum that I talked about before. But usually I just use a slight moisturizer and a tretinoin to do the sandwich method. I might put another layer of moisturizer over it, but typically I just do a light moisturizer, a layer of my tretinoin. I'm using 0.05%. I started years ago with 0.025 and I've moved up to this. And again, it's not the percentage, it's the consistency when you're using a vitamin A product. I've gotten away from trialing retinols because this is really the gold standard for anti-aging benefits, collagen boosting, cell turnover. So I've really gotten away from purchasing, if you don't see me talk a lot about just regular over-the-counter retinol, the studies really aren't there. I will link a study by Natalia Spearings down below that really the retinols that are over-the-counter just really aren't living up to the hype. But if you cannot tolerate vitamin A, and some people can't, the tretinoin prescription formula, then definitely go for a retinol. I recommend a retinaldehyde because you only have to do one conversion to get the benefits of the vitamin A. And my favorite is Allies of Skin. I've got my adult children on that. They really like it and are tolerating it really well, about 3 or 4 days a week. They find that it goes well into their beard and doesn't give them too much irritation. So the Allies of Skin retinaldehyde, and there is another one that someone mentioned recently. I'll put it down below here if I can remember. It was a really good one too. So I will find out and link it down below. But I am sticking with my tretinoin. It's the gold standard for vitamin A, and it doesn't have to make any conversions. It's just your skin is ready for it and it accepts the tretinoin immediately. So no conversions necessary with that. And as you can see, it took me a long time to get through just one tube of this. I just still use a pea-sized amount. I haven't upped the amount that I've used. So just a pea-sized amount, tapped all over my face, spread it thin, and I'm good to go for anti-aging in the nighttime routine. This is just a sort of a side note. I use the Lumify eye drops. I find that as I've aged, my eyes tend to be a little bit red more often, so the Lumify just brightens them up, and they work well with my contacts, which is also nice. So I went through a bottle of that. Okay, we are moving on to one more sort of aside skincare item. I've been through 2 boxes of the Clean Skin Club towels. I love these. I have used the makeup eraser. I have used muslin cloths. I have used just my own washcloths. These are the best. I wish I had one right here. In fact, I'm going to go get one. Of course, I always have to go run off and get something. Okay, these I love. They have a slight waffle texture to them, and texture is kind of important to me. I find a washcloth to be too much. The makeup eraser was great, but I was having trouble with them in the laundry, with the detergent. This is clean out of the box every time. You can get the small version, which I prefer, or the larger version, which I ended up just slicing in half and using half of one. And they're not too expensive. I like the idea of having something clean and fresh every time I go to cleanse my skin. And so that has been my go-to. For me, they're definitely a holy grail. I have repurchased them. I purchased them when they were on sale and got, I think, like 10 boxes. So I absolutely loving them. All right, we're going to jump into hair care. As you can see, I don't really talk much else about except Kenra. I love Kenra. I have used the Spray 25, I think, since it came out when I was a teenager. It seems like it's been forever. I go through a can of these all the time. I buy their travel size, and the new Kenra product that I've started using since I have gray hair and short hair is the Dry Texture Spray. Absolutely, absolutely love this. If you have short hair and you just want a quick style, this is magical. I use it every morning for just a quick style. I have it in my hair now. It's not too heavy. It actually places the hair kind of where you want it without feeling sticky and heavy. And if I'm going out into weather, then I'll pop a little bit of the Hairspray 25 over it. Okay, I think that's everything for hair care. Oh no, another item that I use for my hair is the Rogaine Minoxidil 5%. I have used this for years, and I lost lose my hair. I lost a ton of hair when I was around 47, and I use light therapy in addition to my Rogaine, and it has really kept my hair. I don't have thick hair. I've never had thick hair. It's fine. It's thin, and I have a really hard time holding on to it, and genetically I have hair loss in my family, so I think that's kind of just where I'm headed, is just thin, sparse hair, and the Rogaine has been really helpful, and that is not for everyone, but it has really helped me. I like the foam. I'm sort of pointing at this or throwing this around, but I like the foam. I just part my hair, do a little layer, part my hair, do a little layer, and I barely touch the applicator button, and I can just go through and do it through my part and then along the crown. And like I said, I've used this for years, since I was 47, 48, and I use it consistently. If you do stop using it, your hair density will go back to your original. So it's kind of one of those huge commitments that you need to make if you start that particular process. On to body. All right, I'm going to talk about a huge fail. I was so excited about this BioRepeal body peel, and it's very complicated. I got no results from this, so I'm not really going to talk about it. We'll move on from there. Another body product that did not work for me is the Dr. Dennis Gross body peels, the AHA. It's called the Alpha Beta Universal Daily Peel. I found no benefit from this. It didn't do anything. So I know a lot of people enjoy it, but for me, it didn't do a thing. I actually prefer, and I've talked about this before, it's not empty because I think I threw away my empty, but the Murad AHA BHA cleanser, I use this as a body scrub. It's got jojoba beads, it's really moisturizing, it's got AHA, BHA. I find that I have more luck with the combination of using this a couple times a week and then layering my Hydra Boost and my favorite, not this, sorry, I grabbed the wrong thing, and either an occlusive for body care, either the Aquaphor, or the new one that I found that I really love is the Eucerin Intense Restores Radiance Essential Balm Oil. What a name. But this is awesome, especially if you are sensitive to the lanolin in Aquaphor. This is a great body moisturizer, or is really a heavy occlusive, but I use it over the Hydra Boost every night to keep away my scaly legs and scaly body. And I actually find that combination was much better than any of the body peel products that I used. So I use that every night before I go to bed, and it just leaves my winter skin soft and smooth. In the shower, when I'm showering, I tend to steer away from soaps. I use the Eucerin Skin Calming Body Wash. It says a body wash, but it's really an oil-based body wash. On the nights that I'm not using my Murad AHA, I use a very gentle oil cleanser for my body because I dry out so easily and get eczema. So this helps me combat my eczema. And my kids are also prone to that, one more than the other, and he loves this too. And it's a great body wash. So that's my go-to. I think Dr. Dury recommended that. Oh, another cream, an AHA cream that I was hoping would combat my scaly skin was the amlactin. I don't like this at all. It sits on top of my skin and never sinks in. And I just find it just gets my night clothes just sort of like greasy and oily. I don't find it enjoyable at all. Now, a hand cream that sits on every sink in our home is the Trader Joe's Hand and Body Cream. I love this. This has saved our hands. It absorbs really nicely, and we have it, like I said, all over the house. So I think that unbelievably finishes up the colossal Empties collection that I had, but I want to give you a few tips, leave you with a few tips on how to get the most out of your last little bits of your products. So I purchased years ago the Spatty Daddies. So it's just a tiny little spatula, and you can swirl it around inside and decant the little bit that you have left over into a little container. This is just something I picked up from the drugstore. Or, of course, the whole method for your plastics is to cut off the end, of course, and get the last of it inside. And I also find the Spatty Daddies helpful for that because there is a lot of product left over in these containers. And so one way you can help extend your products is by using a little spatula to scoop it all out. Another tip that I have is I use my contact lens cases if I'm just going for an overnighter and decant a little bit of my product into these contact lens cases. And then I have a label maker. Sometimes if I can't remember, or if I have a couple of them, I'll label them up. Oh, I forgot one more of my absolute favorite body products is the Derm Tonic Soothing Foot Cream. Absolutely awesome for soft, smooth, silky feet. All right, so I think that wraps up my colossal empties. I hope you got some good ideas on products that I'm enjoying and products that you might enjoy. Again, I will list everything below. Please throw this video a thumbs up. I always enjoy the time that we spend together, and I wish you a fantastic day. Take care, everybody. Bye.